Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is a reading for the full moon and upwards of 3 to 4 days. So the sixth on. And I have two decks. The way I'm going to do this is lay 12 cards. From this first deck, the Tarot of the Mystic Sites. And then another card for each sign from the Happy Tarot. And of course, I'll have my Vera Sibilla here to clarify if I need them, or the Neapolitan cards and my runes. I'll put one rune for each. At the end, I'll put one rune for each sign. Now, let me start with the, and I'll ask you kindly to reference the timestamps underneath. Those of you who can, I would appreciate that for every sign. Hope everybody had, in the United States at least, a nice Labor Day. There's so many celebrations around the world that I'm unaware of. I know some of them, but I have to come to terms with life. About 20 years ago, I realized, well, you just can't know everything, period. That's it. And then I started being happier. And we're not meant to know. And that's even the hardest thing to accept. So let's see what these cards have to say. Okay, let's try this way. Okay, so and then the Happy Tarot. Move these aside. It's so very hard to speak and concentrate at the same time, but this is what we do when we read, don't we? I shuffle these cards off camera, but I always like to give them a shuffle then. Oop. Don't want to get mixed up here. Okay, now I'm going to start Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and so on. And let's start with Aries. Aries, this is the Knight of Wands. Now, Aries, the Knight of Wands is a very fast, I have to sneeze. Excuse me, when that comes out, I don't have enough time to shut the camera. I'm sorry, everybody. The Knight of Wands is one of the fastest knights, and being of the Wands suit, it does tell us, those of you who read. I'm sorry. Oh, let me shut this off a second. Sorry about that. I didn't want you to give you two sneezes in one video. Okay, we have here the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is so fast, so passionate, so creative. What am I seeing and what am I hearing? I'm hearing that this is a moment when, you know, the Aries, I believe, were hit differently from other signs of the zodiac during the eclipses and during the eclipse season. And I believe, and what I'm hearing is that there is a complete, okay, now it's changing. Everything is changing, you know. There's the idea that we are going to change things once and for all, starting with ourselves. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. And the 6th of September comes to a point when you, Aries, are starting to feel, well, it's not that bad. You know, I'm doing okay. You have renewed motivation. Let's take a look at this. What do I have here? I have the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands tells me that It's not without its difficulties. These change, of course, for Aries. And I have to say that two is better than one. There's an advertisement on the TV years ago. There was two is better than one. Yes, two is better than one in terms of clubs. There's a double added power to you in terms of going forward and with what you believe to be your next endeavor, your next choice, your next creative moment. And the Two of Wands here does give you that element of antagonism, but antagonism between you and yourself, not with other people, which is interesting. So it seems to me, Aries, and I'm going to take one rune. It seems to me, Aries, that this period, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, is on your side. Time is on your side. Yes, it is. Time is on your side. And so you should ride this. This is a perfect time for you to develop your dreams. Look, if you're trying to think of going into something different, now's the time to try that. I'm going to put that in because it could come out for other signs as well. Now go on to Taurus. Taurus, let's see what the mystical sites have to say. The Five of Swords. The Five of Swords. On a mystical site, tarot, this talks about going where I haven't gone. Having that little bit of nostalgia that I've not been to places. I should go there. I should be there. And what it seems, Taurus, is that there's a sort of, the word that I'm hearing is embarrassment, or, a little bit of, you don't want to be in the limelight, okay? You don't want to be in the limelight. You want to be behind the scenes, and you want other people to take, notice of your, of you. You want them to take notice of you without having to, toot your own horn. And it may work for you. Let's see what the Happy Tarot say. The Happy Tarot is the Four of Wands. So now the Four of Wands, of course, does talk of a stabilized moment. It does talk about a moment where, Taurus, you've been good and you have a foundation that's firm. Now you might find, and this is what I'm hearing, you might find that in this period from the 6th to the 8th to the 9th, even into the 10th, 6th to the 10th, you will find that people don't take as much notice as you would like to. So and I'm going to take a rune here on this, and what I believe and what I'm hearing, but I want confirmation from the rune. Yeah, the faceless, nameless, faceless rune. There's a bit of stubbornness in the way you want to hold out. The way you want to hold out, and you don't want to have other people, showing them. I need a raise. You want them to be the ones to notice you, and that is nameless, faceless rune weird, which is your way. You want to do it your way. Just a second, let me put on the fan. Okay, now we're going into Gemini. Gemini, the sacred sites. It is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, Gemini, I remember I saying you are the chosen one. You are the chosen one. You've got your realm. You've got your area. You've got your home. You've got your office. You have your business. You have everything that you have created, all right? Now, you're there in this period from the 6th to the 10th, the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's a moment when you're going to have the luxury of spending it in those locations, those areas that you really feel are yours, really feel are yours. And it's not by chance that it's coming now right after the eclipse season, because it's a time that is covering you, warming you, cuddling you, and giving you respite from all of the battles of the world that you have had to wage so far. See what the other tarot, the happy tarot. This is the Six of Pentacles, yes. And you know, what could the Six of Pentacles tell you? The Six of Pentacles here with this tells you that that's where you should be. This is the place where you should be, cuddled in your own home, and enjoying your accomplishments. This is what I'm seeing. Gemini. Let's see what the rune has to add. Perdro, bright stave. Perdro is telling you that you yourself know. You know that this is where you should be, and you're very, very happy about being where you are. You know, it's interesting that Perdro has come out because, again, you know, I did it my way. You know, I just said that for the Taurus. But here, this is a little more subtle. There's a subtlety here. And the feedback coming to you during this period is that, you know, you're going to pat yourself on the back. Wow, I did it. And I knew that I could have done it. You know, this is the perfect timing for me. You know, you get the impression that it's perfect timing. This is interesting. Put that away. Now let's go into Cancer. Cancer, we have here the Moon card, Major Arcana, the Moon card. And the Moon card is Cancer par excellence. And we have both sides, you know, and this full moon is going to be very important for you. It's a full moon in Pisces, yes. Okay, but all of the water signs are especially hit by it. Now, I keep using that word hit. I don't mean negatively. It's not a hit. But it is a time that you feel it the most. It has its effect on you the most. And what kind of effect would that be? What kind of effect would that be for Cancer? It's emotional. It's quite emotional. It's emotional to the extent that you think of how wonderful my family is. Or those of you who don't have a wonderful family, how wonderful my friends are. Oh, how wonderful. It is a positive reflection of your emotions. How interesting is that? Let's see. And the Happy Tarot tell you the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, and even though it is the Eight of Swords, and we all know, readers, that the Eight of Swords tells us immobility, you know, your stability, you're stuck. But here I'm seeing you are unaware of the obstacles that keep you behind. Just remember that the person represented in the tarot is a person with a blindfold, and it is all the more true for you, Cancer, because there's no way for you to understand the full extent of how your emotions can play out. And this is a beginning for you, Cancer, in terms of letting out your feelings and being happy and not being as aggressive or sidestepping things, but being understanding that, yes, something can come good, can come of what I've done, what we have all done, what my family, friends. You know, this is a time of reevaluating those relationships. Now going to Leo. Leo, the sacred. Oops, sorry. I forgot. I forgot the rune. I forgot the rune. One more time. I forgot the rune for Cancer. Yes, there is this Awats. It is a protective rune. It is a moment when your emotions are, yes, there may be tears come down, fine, but they're not a negative reaction to your thoughts. You know, these are all positive in this way. They wash your essence, they wash your soul, and they make you return to understanding what you are doing in life and what you're meant to be doing. And this is a period where you can just let it all out, cry. If no one has anything to cry about, get in front of a really tearjerker movie and just let it all out. Now I'm going to Leo. Leo, we have here the High Priestess. The High Priestess, many of us readers usually could say she's similar to the Moon card. There's a bit of hiding here going on. And she is a person who heals as well, though, Leo. We need to remember the healing side to the High Priestess in the major arcana. She heals, but what kind of healing if she's hiding things, you might ask? Well, let's see what that means for Leo. Yes, it's a time when you're moving away from the stage. You're not being center front stage. You're giving it to someone else because why? You want to look and see how they fare in the limelight so you can understand something and understand something about your own nature and maybe how you react to certain things and how you can react in future to certain things, Leo. And we have here the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is telling us that why are you not taking center stage? Well, it's time for me to learn. It's time for me to go back to the school of life, sit down, take a pen, take a pencil, take my sheets, and take notes. Now, it's not necessarily the case, these two together, that are saying to you, Leo, look, you've been bad, I'm not giving you any information. No, they're letting you do the understanding and giving you the time for yourself and putting you in a different perspective in relation to how you have been acting. So it gives you time to reflect. It looks like it's time for reflection. Now let me take a rune. Yeah, righto. Righto is the rune of journeying in many respects, and here it is telling you that this standing back, being out of the limelight, will ultimately make it is part of a rite of passage. You're doing this so you can go forward. Interesting, Leo. Now we'll go to Virgo. Virgo, again, happy birthday. I think we are still in Virgo for a while now. This is the Five of Pentacles, a very mysterious Five of Pentacles, a very, those of us who read tarot and have learned on Rider-Waite, which I don't particularly like, does talk about poverty, but there is a different type, there's a different tone to here. This is the Sacred Sites Tarot, so it talks of places where people go to remove themselves from the material world. And it looks like, Virgo, that you are acting, we're talking about the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, where you're acting in a fashion that allows you to come back to basics, going back to basics. And why does that occur? Let's take a look at the Happy Tarot. And what do we have? We've got the Devil, going back to basis because of obsessions that we've had. Now, it's interesting that they both come together because many of you, this will play out, Virgo, where many of you have been obsessed with spirituality. And it seems like you were running around in circles and not going anywhere. And this tells us that it's time to get rid of that and rid of your possessions, so to speak, when you're face to face with a different dimension. Now, I know this might sound odd, but this is the message that I have got for Virgo. This is a rune, Ingvats, and this is telling me, Ingvats, that this is a necessary time from 6th to the 10th of September. It's something you must do, something that you have to divest yourself of all pragmatic, materialistic notions and goods in order for you to find the level, find that place, and you can rid yourself of the obsessive thought patterns, obsessive actions. And I'm not saying that somebody who is an addict or is addicted to certain activities or certain things can rid themselves in that period from the 6th to the 9th, but it sure is a moment where you can ride the wave, and I'm using the metaphor of the wave again. You ride that time, take advantage of it to start. Now I'm going to Libra. Libra, we have here the Eight of Wands. And as you see, there's an eagle there. The Eight of Wands is here telling you that, okay, we have this third dimension. We all know that. I'm here, I'm Christelle Martinette, I've got flesh and blood, it changes over time, we're all meant to get older, we can't go back to being younger, we have the option of understanding what we want to eat, who we want to spend our time with, how we want to spend our time. But here, the Eight of Wands is telling you, Libra, that you still need to rise above what we consider the third dimension. You still need to fly a little higher in trying to connect with your higher self, Libra, because that is the area. You can go to 1,000 readers, you can go to 1,000 healers, but that is the area for you, because we as readers on the outside, we can guide you, we can help you, but we cannot tell you exactly what it is that your higher self can tell you. I could go into your Akashic records, of course, and I can tell you, look, this, and I can give you a soul reading, soul therapy, and take you through that. But ultimately, if you're able to do this on your own, you can save yourself the money. I'm sorry, it's against my own interests, but the higher self, Libra, is where you want to go now. This is the Seven of Wands, and the 8 and the 7. The 8 and the 7, one after another, and it's in a regression position, the 8 first and then the 7 first. And the 8 is a very fast card, and the 7 is a card of here, not battling. I don't want to use the word battling, Libra, but it is a little bit of confusion may be caused to you, because how do I get there? How do I get to my higher self? Perhaps a little bit of coaching would help you, Libra. Let's see what the runes have to say to you, Libra. Awat's Merkstave. And someone asked me, well, what's the name of the rune? Merkstave is when a rune is upside down. Bright stave is when it's upright. And the name is Awat's. Now, this rune is telling you that instead of moving forward, it's time to move up, okay? The journeying rune is not going forward, it's going upwards, and this is your higher self. All right, let's go now to Scorpio. Scorpio, we have here the Death card. Well, I think this came out for you in the September reading as well, and it's a very particular period for you. It seems that you're trying to think of now, and what now? What do I do now? You've tried this, you've tried that, you've repeated this, you've repeated that, you've obsessed about that, you've obsessed about this, you've done some good things, you've done some bad things. It's always a battle with yourself, so Scorpio, what I'm talking about. And now what? It's this period from the 6th to the, well, because you're a water sign, and it will get particularly it will become particular for you, this moon, this full moon, the 6th to the 10th, the 6th to the 10th, and onwards 4 days. And so there are a lot of questions that need to be answered. Let's see what the Happy Tarot say. 2 major arcana here. And the major arcana, this is strength. And what do they say? Well, you cannot let the time go by without a form of transformation. And the cards are telling you, go one step further. Strength is yours. And I believe that. I believe that for you, Scorpio. Let me take a rune to see what that can tell us. Lagus, and it's bright stave, and it's telling us that it will be smooth sailing. Scorpio, it will be smooth sailing. Good for you. Now, let's take the Sagittarius cards. Sagittarius, you have the King of Cups, the King of Wands, and this is the fire. This is the fire in you. It's a particular, and I think this was also part of your. If my memory serves me well, it's also a particularly positive time for you. And the fire is still there. From the 6th to the 10th, there's a lot of plans. There's a lot of things going on, changing, moving. What do I put here? I want to get a bookshelf. Let me see if this is the best thing. What, I don't want to spend too much money. Let's see if we could do it this way. I will even, you know, so there's a lot of things going on, material things, a lot of things, you know, where there is the, you have the padding around you of your family and friends, and they come in and out of your life, but and you take things one at a time, but underneath it all you're planning, because you have something coming up in October. You have some changes, you have something special that's going to happen in October, and this is the time that you want to get everything ready. And the Happy Tarot here, I have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, and of course this is what's coming up in October. These are the gifts, these are the messages, these are the rewards for you, we could say, Sagittarius. And it's just a very positive period for you. I've seen that for many, many months. Let me take a rune. Oh, Otala, Otala. This period of this moon is the, yeah, again, I can talk of a rite of passage for you, Sagittarius. It's the moment where you can go through, and on the other side of this portal is a different place for you. And I'm talking October. It's sort of an announcement for October for you. Good for you, Sagittarius. Now let's look at Capricorn. Capricorn, the Six of Wands, how wonderful, the Six of Wands, where you have, of course, those of us who read always say, these are accolades, these are laurel wreaths, did I get that right? This is a crown, you know, that this is a reward for you, you're being rewarded. Well, I want my jury to be out until I see the Happy Tarot, and the Happy Tarot tells me that there is a knight here. And the Knight is of Wands. This is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands, Capricorn, tells you with the 6 is indeed, it's a moment where you have changed quite a bit. And I believe that in the reading for September, there was something that you wanted to change concerning your work. And there was a significant other or a very, very close friend or family member that was willing to invest. And I'm seeing this again, and I'm seeing the progression of that. Let's see if I could take the rune and what the rune would say. Hagal, Hagalas. It is not more of the same, but it's an in-depth version of what we heard recently in the readings. You're going to develop a plan of work, because I'm seeing this, it's concentrating on work, a plan for work that better suits your needs as a person, giving you more independence and more power of decision. This is Capricorn. Let's take a look at Aquarius. Aquarius, I have the 9 of Pentacles. How lovely. And as you can see, there's abundance there. And the 9 of Pentacles is always a spiritual card for me, of spiritual abundance. And it's telling me, Aquarius, that in the past year, there have been a number of occurrences that have marked your very existence. And not only have they made you question your values, but they have made you question how you interact with other people. How could I have lost so much time? How could I have stayed away from this person so much? How could I have? I was not there for them. You know, so it does tell you the 9 of, it's a moment of giving thanks as well. Thanks for your present situation, Aquarius. Let's see what the Happy Tarot talks about. And the Happy Tarot is the Hermit. And it is the Hermit. Many of you do study, okay, so this is a card of someone who would take time to understand, to better understand, to do research. But here, it's a matter of really understanding what has happened over the last year and how vital the time has been, and giving thanks for the ability today to be able to do that. But also there is a slight sense of sadness in terms of, how could I not see that before? How could I not see that before? Lovely cards. Now let me take the runes. Fehu. Fehu, bright, Merkstave. Fehu is always a card of abundance, and as you have seen when I took the Nine of Pentacles, what did I say? It was a card of abundance, but it is a card that makes you look at the times that were. And this is confirming what we just said about that, Aquarius. Now let's go to Pisces. Your moon, it's your moon. And what do we have here? We've got the, oh, it's lovely here. We've got the Emperor. We've got the Emperor in his reign, on his throne, the Emperor. Pisces, this is your moment. This is your power. You're going into your power. And of course, it's not going to be without difficulties. And I'm going to take the other card because I want to have my jury out for a while. The Fool. The Fool, what better addition to the Emperor? You know, a very mature position and a beginning, a new beginning. So what does this tell us for you, Pisces? It's your maturity is given a second chance. You're in a position of maturity in order for you to understand that it is a second chance. Not very many people can understand the full extent to those words. A lot of people think, okay, I'm beginning to have another chance. I was, you know, my wife left me, my husband left me, and we're getting back together. It's a second chance. But it's the second chance I'm talking about here has to do with you, Pisces, your second chance with yourself. I'm 30. I'm 30 years old. I hate my job. I hate what I studied. I hate what I'm doing. You know what? I'll quit and take a week off, 2 weeks, a month off, put away enough money for that, and then aim to do something completely different. And this is the type of changes that we're going to be seeing for you, Pisces, this time round, this moment. And not only, if you're able to grasp this opportunity with this moon, you are in a place where there's no stopping you. You know, there really is no stopping you. Look at that card. Look at that card. There is just one after another, the opportunities that come your way. But even if they are not opportunities that you care to look at, it doesn't matter. You know, you're on a roll. Okay, let me take a rune here. Righto, yeah, you're on a roll. You're going through a period that is going to take you somewhere else. It's going to take you to a place you've never been before, and that's where you want to go, Pisces. That's where you want to go. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this was of help to you, and I'll be getting to I have to take another week with the stories and the winner for the contest of the past life regression because there were so many. And then I'll be coming back with a video where I'll be reading the contest winner. Have a nice full moon in Pisces, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Old subscribers, I love you. Mwah. And new subscribers, welcome aboard. I'll be loving you in a while. Bye-bye. This is Christelle Martinette until we read together again.